Every year on March 8th, millions of people across the world take to the streets to celebrate achievements, demand justice, and fight for equality. But International Women's Day is more than just a celebration. For many women, it is a powerful call to action. The idea for a Women's Day began in the United States in 1909, when the American Socialist Party organized a national day to recognize women workers. 1 year later, during an international conference in Copenhagen, German activists proposed creating a global day dedicated to women's rights. By 1911, events were taking place across Europe. And during World War I, women used the day to protest war and demand peace. The date of March 8th became official after a massive protest by women in Russia in 1917, which helped spark political change in the country. In 1975, the United Nations began celebrating the day internationally, and 2 years later it was officially recognized worldwide. More than a century later, the day continues to inspire action. In Berlin, about 20,000 people marched to protest gender discrimination and violence against women. In Brazil, demonstrations were fueled by outrage over a recent alleged gang rape case involving a teenage girl in Rio de Janeiro. Across Spain, tens of thousands of women filled the streets of major cities, demanding equality and showing solidarity with women facing oppression in countries like Afghanistan and Iran. Meanwhile, in Ecuador's Amazon region, indigenous women marched to defend environmental rights and protest the expansion of oil and gas projects. Even in Gaza, women spoke about the hardships of daily life during war, including the struggle to find food and water. These stories highlight how women's rights struggles vary around the world, but remain deeply interconnected. In Pakistan, police briefly detained several activists who attempted to hold a rally despite a government ban on public gatherings. Organizers said the protesters were peacefully exercising their right to demonstrate. The incident reflects growing tensions in some countries where civic space for activism is shrinking. In the United States, activists gathered in New Mexico to protest outside property linked to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Advocates say the case exposed a culture where powerful individuals were protected while victims struggled to be heard. For many activists, the issue highlights why stronger legal protections and accountability remain critical. International Women's Day 2026 comes at a time when, many experts warn of a global backlash against gender equality. Despite major international agreements like the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and the Sustainable Development Goals, barriers remain. These include discriminatory laws, limited access to justice, and unequal representation in political decision-making. At the upcoming United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, world leaders are expected to debate solutions to these challenges. Advocates say access to justice is one of the most important factors in achieving equality. Without legal protections, women often struggle to report violence, fight discrimination, or defend their labor rights. Organizations are calling for stronger legal systems, better funding for justice institutions, and greater protections for survivors of gender-based violence. They are also pushing for equal opportunities in employment, social protection, and safe working conditions. After more than a century, International Women's Day remains both a celebration of progress and a reminder of the work still ahead. From protests in Europe to marches in Latin America and discussions at the United Nations, the message is clear. When women gain equal rights, entire societies move closer to justice, democracy, and peace.